I've been in love with a woman for 20 years whom I can never speak of or to. When I was 18 I dated a girl that I fell head over heels for. To me, she was perfect in every way and we got along great. Unfortunately, I was a complete idiot as a teenager and did a lot of stupid things which led to her leaving me. I followed up with one stupidity after another following that, blaming her for the breakup and falling into a pretty deep depression. I ended up joining the military shortly thereafter and went into the reserves for college. I was a martial artist and my college had a great martial arts program taught by a world-renowned and gold medalist fighter, so I joined for 1 credit a semester. As luck would have it, she was there too. 2 very awkward years went by. I had learned shame and humility thanks to the military, but I was too scared to speak to her. I just wanted her to know how sorry I was. She asked me one thing and that was stay out of her life, and I obliged, so I avoided her. I got word halfway through my 3rd year that I would be deploying. I told my sensei and he announced it to the class. Everyone came to see me off except her, and I don't blame her. Well, years went on. I got married, had kids, successful career. She is working but never married, didn't even date after me except for one guy during college. It's been 20 years since we dated, but I still think about her every single day. Deep down, I love her more than my wife, but I can never say that out loud. I always wish I could just tell her how sorry I was for the complete idiot I was before the military, but I am honor-bound to stay out of her life. So, I write a post on Reddit using a throwaway account. Please, feel free to insult me, I know I'm a piece of shit. I, 18M, cheated on my girlfriend, 18F, and I feel like shit. I went to a farewell party last night for a friend of mine who is leaving forever. After a few drinks the girl confessed that she used to like me a lot and she is sad that she never got a chance. I told her that it's cool but I have a girlfriend so there's nothing going to happen between us, so she accepted that and we went ahead to enjoy the party. Even her boyfriend came and they were fully into each other, so I thought there's nothing to worry about. At the end when we were all saying our goodbyes she said she wanted to talk to me and I was like sure, and that is where I made a mistake. We were talking about how she is leaving. I told her to take care of yourself and call anytime you want, and she asked if she could kiss me and then kissed me. I left right after that, said have a nice life and bolted, but now I don't know how to tell this to my girl. I really can't lose her over this. I just needed to get this off my chest. My husband has an Asian fetish. But I am Native American. Title says it all. I married him last month knowing about his fetish. He had a TikTok and secret Instagram account where he exclusively followed sexy Asian, anime, gamer-type girls and K-pop groups. I'm Native American. I have long black hair, dark brown eyes and other things you'd think about Native women. But I feel like I have nothing to offer him when his type is so well defined and I do not fit into it. Maybe it has to do with experiencing so much hate and discrimination because of my race in North America. But I feel so insecure about it, especially when beautiful, attractive, elegant Asian women are on my screen or in public. I don't know how, if or when I'll ever get over it. I accidentally let my boyfriend know his dick is tiny. I, 26F, and my, then, partner, 27M, had been dating for around a year or so. He was a virgin and a bit nervous around sex, so we took things at his pace. The first time we had sex, a weekend when his parents happened to be away, I couldn't help but notice he wasn't very well endowed. Whatever, there's more to sex than size. Anyway, the first time didn't go so well because of his nerves anyhow, so we just wrapped up and watched some movies together. Several months later, and we were getting dressed in the morning. Out of the blue, as my back is turned to him, he asks me, "So, is my dick bigger than all of your exes?" Now, okay, for context, when I said he wasn't very well endowed, I mean his dick was, like, very small. Again, it didn't bother me, but it was so small that whenever we tried PIV, there was no way for it to stay inside of me, it fell out every time he tried to thrust. Also for context, my friend group growing up in school was 50-50 girls/guys. I hung out with dudes a lot, and so I was very well acquainted with how much they talked about, and compared, dick sizes. They talked about their dicks in comparison to each other and the average all the time. So, I, incorrectly I guess, kind of generalized that, and assumed all guys talked with their friends about that sort of stuff, and knew what an average penis size was. And a final point of context for you all, I am on the spectrum, so the nuances of socializing can go over my head, and a lot of the time I am left guessing the intent and subtext of social interactions. The fact that my back was turned to him and I couldn't read his facial expressions compounded this issue. All this is to say, when my partner asked me this question all those years ago, I thought he was joking, so I laughed. I mean, his dick was, to me, obviously really small. I thought he was aware of this, and that he was making some kind of a self-deprecating joke. That was the only way his question made sense to me, initially. As soon as I looked back over my shoulder at him, however, and saw his face, I felt a dread settle into my chest as my laughter immediately stopped. Holy shit, he wasn't joking. Oh, I tried to come up with a response that was honest and that could preserve his feelings. I couldn't think of a single thing. Okay then, well, a white lie? Fuck, what do I say? He immediately registered my hesitation and knew what it meant. Cue him yelling, me trying to explain myself and totally failing, and just asking why? Why would you ask me a question like that? Apparently I should have just lied, but fuck man. I am terrible at lying when I'm put on the spot, and never before, and never since, has a boyfriend of mine ever asked me to compare his size to others, so how on earth was I meant to have a response prepared for that? Over the past several years I've constructed a remote cabin in the Alaskan wilderness on 50 acres of land. I'm flying there tomorrow with no intention of returning to society. I bought the land years ago and built a good cabin out there, and I've been filling it with resources and supplies I'd need to have a nice life out there. I've honestly never liked postmodern industrial society, and this project of the last 8 years is more or less my retirement plan, but I fell onto some extra money, so I decided to step up the plan. I have everything set up. I sold my home here and everything I'm not taking with me. The nearest town to my cabin is about 80 miles and I'll go there probably once every few months if I need supplies. Honestly, I'm so excited I can barely sleep. I really don't fit in with society and never have. I'd rather be free and isolated even if it's less safe. The land is beautiful. Breathtaking even. People I've told about my plan think I'm crazy and say things like, what if something happens and you die? You mean die in the beautiful untamed wilderness of Alaska? There's no place I'd rather die, honestly. I am on journaling my time there and going mostly without internet etc. The times I've been out there on vacations have been the best times of my life. I'm not leaving my home behind, I'm finally going home.